70% of students in college have loans. According to Hari Swabnivasan, PBS NewsHour weekend anchor, if you add up all the college student loan debt in the United States, it equals $1.4 trillion. That's more than Americans owe on their car loans, credit cards, or almost anything else, except their homes. We keep hearing more and more anxiety-provoking headlines like, less than half of recent grads think their college education was worth the cost. So is the cost of college worth it? Or is it just a big waste of money? Why do people regret paying for college? Coming up next. Hi, you're watching Journey with Jordana, helping you take the next step in your journey to your future. Come on in and take a seat on the counseling couch. There's a huge debate going on. There's a growing number of people who feel like they regret paying for college. And that's sad. But what's a bigger problem for me is when intelligent students who would thrive in college come into my office and tell me that they're not so interested in going anymore because they heard somebody else say that it wasn't worth it. So why do people regret paying for college? If you know somebody who's been telling you, oh, it wasn't worth the cost, college is not worth it, it's too much money, then maybe the question to ask is, I'm sorry, how much did you pay for college? Because maybe college isn't worth overpaying. Maybe college isn't worth going into extreme debt. According to a recent poll of 30,000 alumni, Poster Gallup and Purdue University found that the students with over $50,000 in loans and the graduates of for-profit colleges that felt that the price that they paid wasn't worth it. Also, recent graduates were the ones who were most unhappy. You know, that kid down the block who just came back from school. But maybe that's because the cost of college doesn't usually set in until right after you're finished with college. Hey, I got my first paycheck today! Woohoo!
Your student loan notice also came in the mail today.
Oh. Well then. Can you send this out in the mail? When you leave college and you get that first loan payment, that's usually when people, for the first time, see how much they really spent. Sometimes some of that money isn't spent on just school. Sometimes it's spent on other things like spring break. I remember when I was in graduate school, one day there was a really long line. And I was like, what's everybody online for? And they're like, oh, we're getting our financial aid checks. I wasn't expecting it. Me and my ramen noodles, we're good. I don't need it. And they were talking about how they were going to go shopping and do all this stuff. So I went up and I asked them about it. And they were like, yeah, you get this money here, just sign for it. And I was like, can I sign for it to return it? Because I don't want it. At the moment, it might be nice to be able to go shopping, but I'd be paying interest on that. Unfortunately for me, that was one good decision out of a host of bad decisions. I could see why somebody would be upset, discontented with the amount they paid. Maybe their loans are a little bit higher because it wasn't all school. Maybe. But that's just an example of why you can't make decisions about your life based on someone else's story. Like, are they really going to break down all the ways that they spent their financial aid money? Probably not. Would you have even known to ask? No. And that's why you gotta do you. You gotta do you. Horror stories. You've heard them. I've heard them. People who are just scraping by, barely able to survive as they pay back their school loan. Maybe they say it wasn't worth it because they're struggling to pay their school loans. But according to Walter Hamilton, even when the student loan default rate hit 15%, meaning there were students who just simply could not pay back their student loans, that still meant that there were 85% of graduates who could pay back their student loan, meaning that for 85% of people, it was affordable. So why are some people struggling, having a hard time making those monthly payments?
Take 25.
Okay. All right. I'm a student with $100.
Yeah, still not believing you. A little bit more conviction this time?
I'm a kindergarten teacher with $100,000 in debt, and it was worth it.
Okay, could you try that again with
Sorry.
making it a little bit more believable? Take 26.
I'm a kindergarten teacher with a hundred $1,000 in debt, and it was worth it.
Yeah. Can we try that again?
Yeah,
More
sorry.
belief. Take 28.
Who would say this? This is ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Listen, I'll tell you the truth. If you have the noble and self-fulfilling goal of helping other people through your career, which is amazing and wonderful, be sure to help yourself to a lower price college, because helping others doesn't pay a lot, which is not a problem. Except if you have a huge student loan debt, then you'll be struggling to keep up. And that's really unsatisfying and unfortunate. The cost of the school you choose should be appropriate for the salary you think you'll earn. Maybe you've heard people say the college simply wasn't worth it because after all that time and investment, I couldn't find a job. I personally know what that's like, but I don't think that you should let my story or anybody else's story deter you. For some, it's because you've been in a really poor economy for a while. But for others, what if it's their fault? Not to be harsh, but don't just get a job just because you passed enough courses to get a degree. Do they get any experience in college? Do they have a mentor? Internships? Summer job? Did they network? Did they attend any career fairs? How did they pick their major? Did they major in liberal arts and philosophy or humanities and social sciences? Because those are great majors if you are getting a professional degree or an advanced degree and you're going on to continue with graduate school. Or if you're doing a double major, that's a great pairing right there. But other than that, you have to pick a major with a plan. You have to think to yourself, what career will this major prepare me for? More than liking that major, they have to be hiring. Unless you plan to be incredibly innovative and have an entrepreneurial spirit like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, then you'll be doing the hiring and it won't matter. If I'm missing something, comment below. But here's my last maybe. Maybe this is all a part of a big conspiracy. You see, there are only two kinds of people who tell you college isn't worth it and then go so far as to say you shouldn't go. One would be people who didn't go to college. They don't know what it's like, and so they think that they're doing fine. They're content with their own lives. Mind you, I said they're content. Not that you'll be content, but they're content. So they just figure it's not worth it, you don't need it. And then there are others. There are those who are unhappy seeing that there are so many college graduates, and they want to increase the value of their own degree by making the pool a little smaller. They don't like the competition. They want to go back to the good old days when it was hard for women, minorities, and the poor to go to college. Mine, 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 it's all mine! No. If that is true, and I'm not saying it is, but if that's true, do you really want to be one of the few people who are interested in your field without a college degree? Let me know in the comments. Do you think college is worth it? Does your field require a college degree? Will you be getting one? Well, I think that's enough for you to be able to take your next step this week. You don't have to have it all together today. Life's a journey, and I'm here with you on that journey. So click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll be alerted the next time a video is posted to help you take the next step in your journey. And remember, friends don't let friends drive drunk or make bad decisions about the future. So if you know someone on the fence, share.